Hello everyone, I've been training my 2D skills to improve my 2D visual effects and animation content. Lately, I've been adding visual effects to an NFT collection called Azuki, just to bring a little bit of action to those amazing profile pictures. In this quick tutorial, I will show you a quick tip on how to do a loop animation. It is pretty easy, and I hope it helps you with your work. This little trick can be helpful in many situations if you create a GIF for social media or a loop animation for your series or game. Before we start, I am trying this new approach for my content. I am trying this mix of speed recording and normal speed when I explain my thinking while drawing. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoy this method of tutorials. Thank you and have fun drawing! Okay, so we got this animation and let me show you, you haven't seen on the intro. We have this animation with a little bit of flash, but now I want to make a loop of these flames, and we are going to make a loop only on this part, starting here and go something before it starts to break. So something here, something like that. So I want to make a loop from this frame until this frame. Yeah. So I'm going to show you a little bit of how I do this type of loops, because their flames are a bit chaotic. When you do like lightning effects, it's easier to make a loop because lightning is more chaotic. But when you work with more fluid animations like water, for example, or even these type of flames that are more fluid, more like liquid, I do a little trick to do it with the onion skin, and let's see how I approach this. So right now let's break this full animation. This was the flash, and now I want to make a loop so the user of this NFT can use it on Discord and social media and so on. So to start, let's me move. I'm trying a new setup, so let's see if I don't break anything. So let's duplicate here on Clip Studio Paint. It's F2, and you can duplicate, and let's call it. This works. Okay, why can't I rename? Let's go the other way. Where is rename? Okay. Let's call it loop flames. So right now I'm working on 12 frames per second. Okay, so right now, so let me try to remember. It's from this frame. Okay, until frame 6. Yeah, so all the other ones I can just delete it. I need to press the right keyboard. Okay, delete. And then I have these middle ones that I can delete it too. So that's cool. Let me zoom in. And let's bring this to the start. Okay, so this is 1 second, 2 seconds. I might do it 1 second loop. So let's break this. Here. Okay, so my animation will be until frame. So the way I do this is just right click here. Pick the first frame and then move this here. So this is how you do the loop, because on frame 13 it's gonna be the first frame. Then we are going to do a little bit more animations and then work with 4 frames. Maybe 5 frames. I like to work with 5 frames, so I'm just going to do one more. So let's press new cell. Let's turn on onion skin. And let's animate this. Let me just delete the first animation, timeline, not timeline, go animation, onion skins. Here, let's go with 0. I can only see the before one. Okay, let's pick up the brush, pick this one, cheapen just for now, go with 20. And there was one thing here that I don't want. Oops, that's way too big, because this was from the previous animation. Okay, cool. Now let's do this one. Okay, pretty cool. So now let's work on the loop, and the way I think, and that's why I like to have 5. I think I'm missing. Okay, I need one more, because then my idea is we are going to draw the 11 because it's between, then do the 10 and the 12, the last one. So we need to draw the 8 and 9. So I'm going to speed up a bit the video so you can see me just drawing the flames. So be right back and enjoy. Okay, so now we have 3 frames to work with, and then we want to make a quick loop on these frames. So the way I like to do it is on the last frame I have the first frame, so that's how we loop. So we are going to create a new cell here, a new layer, and this time I want to see the onion skin on the next frame. So here I want to put 1. So as you can see, we have between both layers the previous one, in this case the 9 frame, and then the 13th frame, or the first frame, as you want to see, as you want to call it. So the key here is to make a drawing between the previous frame, that's the blue one, and then the green one is the next frame, in our case first frame. So the way is to draw between these, okay, between this space, but have in mind the motion. The motion is really important, and the other thing that you have to have in mind is that I forgot to paint here, sorry. You need to have the motion in mind, and that you have still 1 frame between those ones, okay? So sometimes for example, here we can see we have a huge gap between this frame and this frame. That's a big gap, so we can make something on the middle, and we still have plenty of time because we have more frames to work with that one. Same goes for different ones, and we are still preparing, for example, this negative space. Okay, it's moving forward because it comes from this. Okay, you can follow, it starts to increase here. Okay, and it's going up. So you know, on this one, this negative shape needs to be something around here. So you have to keep in mind that motion. And one thing that I want you to understand is sometimes you can, even when you are working in a loop, it will happen that you have to work a bit your first frames because you are creating a loop, you didn't know how it would end. So have in mind that, okay? So you can always go back and change your first frames, okay? So let's try this because I can see just by now that we will have a problem here because I didn't prepare this negative shape. I didn't have in mind that we would have a negative space there, but let's see how it goes, and I will try to walk you through this one. I see another issue is that this one, this previous one, is really different shape than this big one. You can see the difference. Okay, it's really different. So now let's see. Maybe I need to go back on this 9 and start to increase this a bit because we need to go instead of having this shape. Maybe I'm going to increase this a bit. Start building up the volume because we will need that. Change size. We will need that build up. Okay, something like this. Yeah, I don't really like this negative space, but okay. Let's start to build up. This was a lot of negative shapes around. I don't really like that. This will work. Okay. Now we are building this space a little bit so we can build up for our next one. Okay, I think okay, let's start and see how we can work this out. Let's start with the small one and let's see how it goes. I'm thinking, how can we transition from this negative shape to this one? Maybe I'll have to change and take this off on the first frame. And then this one is going to be this one. So we need to change that a bit, maybe work this way around. So instead of having a negative shape there, I'm going to have something here. Build up a big one, increase something like that. So something like that. It's a big one, but I think it's a big leap from there to there, but can work that on the 10th frame. Okay, so now I need to have in mind was something like this, so we can start breaking this previous one into this one. Okay, and that negative shape is going to be something here, so it was going to break that. And this is the tricky one, because on the first frame, as you can see, it's a round edge, +1, and here is the -1. So I think we will have to change that, something like that, and this negative space starts to build up here, something really small. Okay, and this is going to break on frame 12, and the last frame. Now let's make a small one, and thing like that. We can paint, and we clean this up, and I think that's a cool one. Right, so let's go to this one. So we have a huge gap on this bottom frame, because we have something like this, and we want to go to something like this. So it's pretty bad. So we lost our track here. So our flame is moving this direction, then stays. So we need to change this a bit around here. And we have that here. I think the problem is here. Okay, so what I see is that I'm moving away too much this side, and this side is going this way too. So we have a problem there. So let's try to fix that before moving. And we're missing this big one. So this is going to be tricky. So this part is going to be out on that frame. So now I need to move this up. So this negative shape starts here, okay, because we have a big one here. So something like that, and here it goes something. Between this. So we have a problem, because on this frame negative shape is here. There you can see, let me change colors. You can see negative shape here, but on the previous one we have a negative shape here. So in motion this is going backwards, and we should be going forward. So we might need to change this a bit on that frame. So let's focus on the previous frame. So this shape, let's clean this a bit. So on this shape, it's wrong color. Something like this. Okay. Something like that, and we have a negative shape starting here, so we need to clean this up a bit afterwards. Okay, and then let's create a negative shape, because we have one there. or something. This one could be here, very small. And we know that's going to be built up. And these negative shapes should be moving something like that. Okay, and let's close this. Let's clean this. Very ugly. Okay, that's pretty cool. And now we know that we need to change this a bit, but we are going to do that afterwards. Okay, now I think that's pretty cool. Now we need to create the between. So let's do that again. Now it's going to be easier, I hope. So let's go and create the betweens on this. Okay, that is the previous one. Okay, the 9A, let's call it like that, or the 10th frame. And now let's do this between, it's the last frame between the previous one and the first frame. Okay, and then we will see if we need to change anything like this, because I'm checking here. We need to work on this, something like that. Okay, just to keep up. The shape. And let's see how it goes, and be right back. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and the next one, it will be a lightning one, more chaotic, easier to make loop, but I think this is pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed this one. As you know, I'm still learning my way onto the VFX, but I hope you enjoyed this one, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.